I just would like to share with you that I met a scammer today called Brad Pitt. I met him on TikTok and he asked me for my Facebook details and I sent. And a few minutes later, he was there and he said he was called Bradley William. And he told me he was an actor and he was famous. And I thought, oh, I never heard of Bradley William before. And then he showed the passport of Brad Pitt. And I looked at the photo, I looked at the passport, and it was very easy to find out he wasn't Brad Pitt. So I said to him, well, let's jump on a call and talk then. And he said, I don't do video calls. And then he continued asking me lots of questions, where I was from, blah, blah. And all that information was on my profile anyway. And then I turned to him and said, in writing, I said, your English is very poor. And he became so angry. And he called me names and all sorts. So I blocked him and I reported to Facebook. So I don't think he's going to be there for long. But this happens over and over and over, and I know people who have been exploited, really seriously ripped off by scammers. So the secret is don't share your money, don't part with your money, no matter what you do, unless you are 100% safe and sure that you are paying for a service. Don't part with your money, and that service is okay. I once also, there was, that was around 2015, 2016, I purchased oil of argan on the internet. It was quite new. There wasn't any for sale in New Zealand, and they were advertising for a free sample. Was like a 30 ml sample for $7.95, which covered the cost of shipping, basically shipping costs, packaging and postage. And I purchased it. I used my bank card, which happened to be Kiwi Bank at the time. And a month later, never, I still hadn't heard from them. So another day passed, and a massive package arrives in my door, and $120. That was in 2014 or 2015. $120 was missing from my account. So I ran to the bank. I was very angry. I hate people who betray my trust. Betrayal of trust is really hard, and I really thought they were serious people. They were supposed to be based in Australia. So I ran to the bank and I told them what happened, and the bank told me to have a look online, and I was going to find people who had been victims too. And guess what? There were more than 200 people making the same complaint. So the bank refunded my money and asked me to keep all of the printed information. And the person who was in charge of that still replied to the bank and tried to blame me and say that I had ordered the full bottle, blah, blah, blah. But there was no evidence of that. So I was quite happy to have my money back. But sometimes you want to have your money back. Once I invested in a scheme, $250. It was many, many years ago, and supposed to be in Australia. And it was like an automatic way, easy way to invest in options, because apparently there was a software that was able to manage to do the analysis of all options and come up with the best strategies, with the best options to buy. And that was all a scam. I didn't know that. I was very naive at the time. And so as soon as I realized, because what happened was I paid the money to make sure that I was going to be in, because they said they were going to take like only about 15 people. and because they need to be in control of the software and how much the software was doing for each person. So I jumped in and I purchased it, and then I had a good look around, and I'm thinking, it doesn't feel right. So I got an expert in option trading, and he said, if there is anybody who is doing this on the planet with this accuracy, they should be billionaires overnight. You got sucked into a scheme. So I contacted them, and I sent a copy of the text of the expert of what he said. I told them I had notified Interpol and I wanted my money back, because if they didn't, I was going to blanket New Zealand with their name, and they wouldn't be able to make contact with anybody in the country. So they did send my money back with lots of apologies, but I still told all my friends what had happened. So these are the things that happened, and there are far too many people trying to take your money, and that's all they want. They don't really care if you worked hard for your money or if you inherited it. They just want it, and end of the story. And it doesn't matter where your money came from if you have it. Either you or someone else worked hard for it. So good luck, and keep your eyes open for scammers, because they are everywhere. And they have lots and lots of schemes that make you think it's a good deal, and it's not. Good luck.